Hi, my name is Patrick, and this is 14 must-play games in 2025. Now, that's of course very subjective. This is what I think. These are all rumored to come out in 2025. Some of them have release dates and are ready to be launched. Others are just saying that they're coming out in 2025, but there's of course no guarantee. Now, this is a mix and match of all type of games, from RPG-ish to chill vibe to life simulations, games that I'm looking forward to playing. Now, there are of course a bunch of other games that I would like to play when they come out, but they unfortunately don't have a firm release date, so I'm not as confident that they will actually come out this year or even when. True with some of these as well, but it looks like they're at least cooking and baking really good. So we'll see if that actually happens. Things tend to be bumped up. Now, some of these are going to be full release. Others going to be in early access. So they might not be full release this year in total, but at least we get the first taste of these games as they come up. So without wasting any more time, here's the first. First on my list is Blightstone. It is billed as a dark fantasy tactical RPG with rogue elite kind of type gaming. There will be a branching path of different quests that you can take as you take your heroes out, and there's a number of different heroes that you can unlock. The twist here is that if you fail, they will die and be revived. And they will pretty much start from scratch from that point, but you will have the different accessories and you will have upgraded features, say, on your stone that you have with you. So it has a lot of neat tactical game features to it with combinations. It can be pretty gruesome, but I enjoyed playing it. It is a demo right now that you can download. There is no release date as of yet, and I would suggest just try out the demo when you have an opportunity. Next one on my list is Badlands Crew. It is billed as a strategy vehicular combat building where you have the home base and you take your badass truck out to clean up the Badlands from all the bad stuff. Now, this is kind of like a Mad Max Dune-like weird post-apocalyptic game where you upgrade your vehicle, you upgrade your crew, you scrounge for resources by destroying the enemy vehicles, and you do combat. There are all types of missions that you have to follow. And of course, you have a badass drummer with the speaker system that inspires your crew to do better. I found this to be a fantastic, deep yet simple game, and I will suggest that you try it out. I do believe the demo is still up on Steam. Next on my list is Tides of Tethys, where you play one of the many night houses in a post-apocalyptic world where the only resources left are the bottom of the sea. The demo is still up on Steam, so you should definitely try it out. It is billed as an exploration city builder simulation, and the Steam page says coming soon to early access, so hopefully that's going to be within the next quarter or so. Here you can explore the bottom of the sea, fight all kind of manners of creatures, and at the home base you can expand and build out your house with new technologies and resources like any good city builder and RTS. It has a great atmosphere, the graphics has its own specific art style, and the sound and the soundscape is just awesome. You should definitely check it out. It is a single player game, but who knows what the future will release. Next on my list is Atomfall, scheduled to release on March 27th. I think on all major streaming platforms. This is billed as an adventure action RPG. It's very similar to Fallout as far as the feel of it, kind of cyberpunkish. This is supposedly a story set in the 1960s after some kind of atomic event somewhere in England, where you have this cyberpunkish, robotish world with similar cyberpunkish kind of weapon types, and it's up to you to discover what's going on in this area, where you meet all kind of host of different characters, and it's your typical search kind of explore RPG elements. I'm not entirely sure if there are going to be that you have other characters or NPCs with you, but it looks like a fantastic game, and certainly a worthy successor to something like Fallout, with a kind of whimsical and goofy feel to it. So I'm looking forward to exploring that world and what Atomfall can provide you. Next on my list is Tempest Rising, an RTS build to come out on April 24th. The demo is still up on Steam, so you should definitely check it out. Now, this is a spiritual successor to the famous Command and Conquer universe, with just some slight differences in name. If you remember from the Command and Conquer universe, you had the NOD, you had the Global Defense Initiative, and you had Skrin. In this one, you have the Global Defense Force, Tempest Dynasty, and Veti. Supposedly you should be able to play in all different factions and the different scenarios provided. So this is going to be a fast-paced, very campy version of the good old Command and Conquer. Next on the list is Paralives. It's finally have a release date. Not an exact release date, but it's apparently coming out this year. So that's going to be awesome to check out. This seems to be a life sim, more like a Sims 1 and 2, on a smaller scale, more intimate, to kind of building a character and exploring their life in a smaller environment, unlike, say, Inzoi, which is coming next. In Paralives, you can customize everything around the character that you play, including the environment, such as resizing pictures, images, all the furniture. And it seems to be more of a simulation of the interaction that your character has with the environment around it, as opposed to a larger scale with the entire city. Seems to be more like on a smaller town size. I'm looking forward to checking that out. It's been on my list for years now, so it's going to be interesting. Next on my list is Inzoi. Now, Inzoi is another life sim game. It's been brewing since last year. That's when I started hearing about it. It has now a release date of March 27th, so it's going to be in approximately 3 weeks. This is going to be the apex version of your life sims, on a more realistic side, and also I think it is 2 different cities that they are releasing initially that you can work on. One is supposed to be more like a California city. The other one's going to be more like a South Korean city. So 2 different flavors and feels, 2 different universities to experiment and play with. Now, this is more of a larger sim. It's not just that you can create the character and in very great detail personalize it. including the home that you're going to live in as well, and the kind of life sim situations. But it's also on a much larger scale. You can actually go out into the world and see what happens to the other sims. So it's going to be, as they say, a simulation that is global to the entire city, where everybody is living their own lives and tragedies and happiness. So you can zoom in and zoom out and check out all of those. So it's just not the interaction of the character that you create, but it also the entire world around it. So that's going to be an interesting aspect of it. There's also some AI features that can help you decorate your home, and potentially also something to do with the character. It looks really interesting in how they are creating this. Obviously, all we have is the different trailers and people that haven't checked it out. But it looks to be a very solid, strong game. Now, the question is, of course, how will it run on my PC? Because having an entire life sim for an entire city, well, you know, there is a reason why Sims have the kind of cartoonish look that it has. This looks to be a little bit on a larger scale and intense, so we're gonna find out how that runs. I wish they had more of a demo other than the character creator that came out, so you can kind of check out if you're gonna have to choke out your computer or if it's actually gonna run pretty decently depending on the different settings. Next on my list is Roman Triumph Survival City Builder, set in classic Roman era, where you are tasked to build a Roman city in a new province. The first, you can pretty much set the parameters for how you want that province to look like, and then it's just a matter of starting your city building. And that includes everything from the actual city to defenses, and you are tasked then to defend yourself against the barbarian hordes and some of the classical monsters of that era. Looks like a really good romp. Now this is set to come out on early access soon, so hopefully within the next quarter or so. The demo, I believe, is still on Steam, so I would suggest that you download it and check it out. Next on my list is Deeper. It is billed as a horror funny underwater PvE. It is set to come out soon on early access, so hopefully within the next couple of quarters. It looks like a cool little game similar to Subnautica or even Raft, where you and your online co-op buddies can go and explore the depth of the oceans. It looks pretty intense. It looks fun. It looks kind of like a creepy horror type game. And I don't know much about it. I do wish there was a demo out or something like that so you could check out. But it has that kind of horror creepy feel to it, and at the same time the exploration part of a good aquatic game. So who knows? I'm definitely curious as to what the game can bring, and hopefully it will have some kind of demo of it eventually. Next on my list is Nordhold, a tower defense type game, billed as a management colony sim city builder. The demo's still up on Steam, so you can surely try that out. Now the release date on this one is March 25th, and in this one you manage both the city and its resources and increasing those, as well as exploring the outside and defeating the goblin hordes. You have all kind of sort of manner of magic, towers, different technologies, banners that can help your army defeat the hordes. And if you fail at one time, you can always come back stronger and try to defeat them again in all the different waves that are coming at you. It looks like a pretty cool game. I tried out the demo and I had a blast. Next on my list is Grit and Valor 1949. Built as a real-time tactic rogue elite strategy. The demo's still up on Steam and the release date is March 26th. It looks to be a mech type game where you can play these different mechs and pilots, and you have this branching tree of different scenarios in several different continents and countries, and it's a pretty intense romp where in the end, if you fail, you can always come back stronger with better technology that you unlock, and of course mechs can be upgraded. It looks to be a pretty cool game. You should definitely try out the demo that's free on Steam. It kind of gives you a good idea what you can expect from the game itself. The next one on my list is As We Descend. Demo is still up on Steam, so you should definitely check that out. This one has a scheduled release date of March 27th, so March is going to be pretty busy. This is a rogue like deck builder, card battler, where you are aiding a city in trying to find the resources to survive against the different hordes. Very Cthulhu-like. I like the intensity of it, the strategies that are involved, and as you progress and goes deeper into the earth, you are of course gonna find bigger and worse challenges to deal with. So it looks to be a pretty intense game. It's generally not my jam, but it looked very fun, and I had fun playing the demo itself. So you should definitely check it out to see if this is something you would like to play. Next on my list is Railgods of Hysterra. You can check out the demo on Steam right now. The planned release date is 2025, so it's not set as far as when that's gonna be. This is billed as a survival-based builder Lovecraftian. It has many RPG elements to it, kind of sort of like a Diablo / crafting survival in a semi-open world, with online co-op slated to be. So I really like this game. It has all the kind of elements of crafting, RPG, exploration, and some kind of weirdness to it. So that's your typical Lovecraftian with a kind of type insanity and creatures. So I haven't checked out any co-op features. Obviously I'm not sure if that's part of the demo, but it's certainly something I will look out for when it's released. Last on my list is Dunebound Tactics. It is billed as a rogue elite tactical fantasy. The demo is right now up on Steam, so you should definitely check it out. It has a planned release date to be announced, so hopefully that's going to be in 2025. The demo do work very well, so I have all my hopes that it's going to be released this year. It's a very cool tactical game where if you fail, you can always restart with new heroes, but still with some unlocked features. So it's one of those things where you're bound to fail, but you can always come back stronger. You should definitely check out the demo. I had a great deal of fun playing it.